Alright, so far we've only seen videos on how to multiply rational expressions or how to divide rational expressions. We haven't really combined that idea at all. So that's what we're doing in this video with example 18. We're doing both, multiplying and dividing, okay? Looks intimidating, don't worry about it though, I promise you it'll be alright. What I'm going to do first is just indicate which piece am I doing my scratch work for. So before I do anything else, I'm only going to look at the first two fractions. And this piece in the middle is a fraction because remember we can always put it over 1. Okay? That's what I want to take care of first. I'm not even looking at this last piece yet. It'll come later, but not yet. So, in the purple, I'm looking to do scratch work. For my left fraction, I just have x, can't do anything there. For the bottom of my left fraction, I just have x plus 5, can't do anything there. Now, for my right fraction in the purple, I have 3x minus 5 on top. I can't do anything there, and then on bottom I have a 1. Definitely can't do anything there. So I'm ready to just multiply. So x over x plus 5 times 3x minus 5 over 1. When we multiply, we just multiply straight across. So I have x times 3x minus 5 divided by x plus 5. Notice I'm not doing distributive property or anything yet. I'm going to leave that alone. So I'm done with the purple. The purple is completed for now. Now I want to bring down my original problem. So divided by 9x squared minus 25 over x plus 5. This is what my original problem has become so far. But remember, when we divide two rational expressions, we keep the first one, change divide to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So let's go ahead and do that now. So again, keep, change, flip. So let's do that. So change it to multiply, flip the second fraction, so x plus 5 goes on top, 9x squared minus 25 goes on bottom. Now I also want to do some scratch work. I already know I've done my scratch work for the left fraction, so I'm not even going to look at that. But my scratch work for the right fraction, on top I have just x plus 5. That's about as simple as it gets. It's not going to get any simpler. But on the bottom, I have 9x squared minus 25. I'm going to do that in blue. That looks a little more complicated, so I'm going to try to factor it. Very first thing I notice is I have two pieces. I have minus in the middle and I have squared. So that's a difference of two squares, which has a pattern. We're starting off with a squared minus b squared, and it will factor into a plus b times a minus b. Obviously, 9x squared matches up with a squared, so if I square root this, the square root of 9 is 3, so a is 3. X squared and square root cancel out, so I just have a is 3x. The square root of 25 is 5, so b is going to be 5. Everywhere I see an a, I'm going to put in a 3x. Everywhere I see a b, I'm going to put in a 5. So we factor into 3x plus 5 times 3x minus 5. Okay. So let's rewrite our problem now. Again, nothing happened in our first fraction, so it stays the same. Okay, times x plus 5 over 3x plus 5 times 3x minus 5. Alright, so now what we want to do before we do anything else is look for identical pieces, top and bottom. On the left-hand side, I don't see any identical pieces. On the right-hand side, I don't see any identical pieces, top or bottom. So we move on. We're ready to start multiplying now. Multiply straight across. Very first thing you should notice, though, is that x plus 5, there's more than one piece, so that really needs to be in parentheses. Also, same thing down here. X plus 5 is in more than one piece, so it needs to be in parentheses. Individual pieces like x do not require parentheses. So when we multiply straight across, I have x times 3x minus 5 times x plus 5. On bottom, I have x plus 5 times 3x plus 5 times 3x minus 5. Again, remember, when you have parentheses beside parentheses, that indicates multiplication. So we have done this multiplication. Now let's clean up whatever we can. We're looking for identical pieces, top and bottom, so I want to just start with x. It doesn't match up with anything, so our final answer is going to have an x on top. Now let's look at 3x minus 5. I have a 3x minus 5 also on bottom. Those two pieces are identical, so they cancel out. Let's move on to x plus 5. I have one of those on bottom that's identical, so it cancels out. So for my final answer, on top I'm just left with x. On bottom I have 3x plus 5. I can't do anything else, so this problem is finished. And that's it for this video.